In bizarre and colorful costumes, these natural actors strut their stuff in deserts and in oceans. In forests, they frighten or seduce with spectacular display. The biggest stalk the earth as though they were resurrected dinosaurs. The smallest are shorter than a child's finger. Our imagination can see them as alien forms, but their origin and success is far closer to home, on planet Earth. And some are simply as cute as we make them. In a time so long ago, it's hard to imagine, reptiles explored the world. In an age before the dinosaurs, there were probably lizards among them. No fossil trace of them has been found earlier than 170 million years ago. But by that time, a variety of true lizards were sharing the planet with the so-called terrible lizards, the dinosaurs. In this great age of reptiles, lizards of all shapes and sizes were firmly on the path that would lead to the present day. Because true lizards have claws and scales and a superficial likeness to some dinosaurs, the two have been confused. But lizards are not close relatives of dinosaurs. They are a very different group of reptiles. The lizard's line of descent from the very first reptiles soon branched off from those animals that became dinosaurs and crocodiles. Some of the early lizards became ancestors of the snakes. But from then on, lizards remained separate from the other groups. All have survived into modern times. And if you like lizards, there are 4,000 different types to choose from, and some can still remind you of dinosaurs. The basilisk has that prehistoric look, but it's a lizard that's been walking on water for more than 1 million years. Lizards are a varied bunch. They seem to lack a lizard factor, something that they all have in common. And yet there's something about a lizard that signals what it is. It's not the scales. Other creatures have those. It's not large size. There are small ones you'd hardly notice. While many hunt by day, others only come out at night. And it's no good counting legs. Most have 4, it's true, but there are some that manage on fewer. This is no snake. It's a legless lizard. And there are lizards for all seasons. This one is lapping up ice and snow in Israel, refreshing itself in the spring sunshine. Most lizards bask in the sun, on mountaintops or tropical beaches. Caribbean iguanas have to sunbathe to get their bodies up to speed. Their cold blood needs to be warmed. These iguanas on a Galapagos island also sunbathe. But when the dinner bell rings, they leave the land for a seafood meal. Clumsiness turns to aquatic grace as these massive iguanas head for the seaweed. The water is cold, but they've had to adapt to feeding on algae. There's little vegetation on their island. Sipping nectar in the Seychelles sunlight is far less strenuous. But most lizards aren't vegetarians. Chameleons like their meat. In the deserts of Arizona, the Gila monster also eats meat, and its bite is venomous. And the Komodo dragon of Indonesia, a truly monstrous lizard, has deadly saliva. Lizards can be scary.
Come back here!
Living with lizards can be the stuff of nightmares.
Hello, Mr. Lovable. How nice to see you. How are you?
But some people love lizards. 37 lizards allow Henry Lizard Lover to share their Los Angeles home.
Iguanas want comfort. They want their food. They want to have a certain place to sleep in. They have their little positions they like to get in. Collard greens for you people. Oh, hey. Let's put you right there. Okay. I saw everything in an iguana that you would see in a human.
Iguanas are Henry's favorite. To him, they're almost human. Perhaps they see him as almost lizard.
Hello, kids. I brought you some food. It's lunchtime. Come and get it. It's nice and wet. Come on, I know you guys are gonna like it. Hello, my name is Henry. These are my lizards, and I love them more than anything. Many years ago, I changed my name to Henry Lizard Lover because I love these lizards so much. I wrote a book about them, and I do pictures of them that I turn into postcards and greeting cards. Stuff's very healthy for you. Lots of minerals, calcium.
Just like us, lizards need a healthy diet to look their best.
How about you?
But the difference is, they love their greens. Feeding them nature's best veggies and knowing what makes them tick is all part of grooming these stars for Henry's catwalk.
My main purpose is to show that iguanas are human-like. They're not some bizarre alien creatures that we have to fear or think of as creepy, germy creatures. Every iguana is a definite individual. They are all so different from each other, just like people.
So, Henry Lizard Lover treats his lizards just like people.
This is where some of my other lizards stay. These are baby Chinese water dragons from Asia, and they're doing really, really well. They need to stay in a dark place to feel safe. Okay, I'll leave you alone. I keep some of my lizards in these drawers. Actually, they go in on their own. They're called Solomon Island tree skinks, and there's a whole family of them in here. This is the mother that's had several of the babies. this is a whole family. Here's the male that the female mates with, and this is a baby from 3 years ago, about 3 years old now, and this is a baby they just had about 4 months ago. Look at this one. Look at this cute little baby. And they go in and out of these drawers on their own. This is one of my favorite ones. This male, I've had him for about 10 years now. That makes him about 12 years old. He was about 2 years old when I first got him. These are wonderful little creatures. I call this one lovable. Okay, I'll just put them back in their drawers. They come out at night. I didn't really want to disturb them too much in the daytime here. And finally, the baby. They'll come out on their own. This is one of my favorite large male iguanas, and I have to keep them in this room alone, separated from the other males, because they fight and they're very vicious towards each other. Okay, I'm going to leave him with the collard greens.
And he doesn't get a Henry lizard lover kiss either. Another of the 10 million people with pet reptiles in the U.S. is Phil Brower. Phil's Washington home is full of heated terrariums.
This is my bedroom, or my other part of my reptile collection. Hey guys, how you doing? Sleeping still? I'm home, like it or not. Hey, oh, just settle down. Where's her girlfriend? Is she still in here? There she is. You guys still getting along? Not beating up on each other? You guys are anxious. Here we go. Oh, me arm. Oh, those are good.
No one could be more passionate about his pets than Phil.
There we go.
He's addicted to lizards. And to feed and house them, he's just as passionate about his day job. He's a zookeeper in a reptile house. Millions are spellbound by lizards. And the key to their charm may be their color. But the brilliant colors in a lizard's skin are more about sex, threat, and disguise than pleasing us. The sort of catwalk they'll be strutting can be dangerously competitive. Chameleons are the most colorful of all lizards, and their colors can be changed quickly. But how is this done? The scales themselves are transparent and dead. Only when color is pumped into cells beneath them from pigment reservoirs below does a new color show. When the pigment is drained back into the reservoirs, the skin color changes back. The chameleon is more dramatic as a quick-change artist than most lizards. Colors and patterns change according to what mood the lizard's in. Dark colors and a rocking motion camouflage this Jackson's chameleon. A vivid display of color signals anger at the intruder. The trespasser lowers his profile and avoids confrontation. It was only looking for food. But the dominant chameleon is guarding his territory. His fancy outfit advertises his aggression. The exact opposite is not being seen. There is a lizard here, but only when it moves can it be seen on the tree. Combat fatigues owe a lot to animal camouflage. Advance and don't be recognized is the rule on the bark and under leaves. Earning medals for leaf-like camouflage is this leaf-tailed gecko. A crevice in the rocks is as good a hiding place as a tree hole. This outcrop is home to a colony of South African armadillo-girdled lizards. They come out to bask in the sun and to feed, but are ready to dive for cover, even when their pursuer has their future welfare at heart. Louise Visage of Stellenbosch University in South Africa knows how these lizards, if caught in the open, earn the armadillo bit in their name.
I work with great lizards. They live in crevices, which is really great because a predator can't lift those rocks. But what really makes this lizard special is the unique defensive behavior that gave it its name. And that is why it's called the armadillo lizard. Imagine biting onto this. As you can see, all the hard spines are pointing outwards and the limbs are covering the soft belly. So it simply lies there and waits for the predator to get bored. Then it uncurls and runs back into the safety of the crevice. That's the armadillo lizard.
The trick depends on a vice-like grip of the mouth onto the tail. Back to its crevice. But it will soon have to brave danger, basking out in the sun again. Which is what all lizards have to do, even the largest, the Komodo dragon. Being cold-blooded really means not having a constant body temperature like we have. Reptiles must warm up in the sunlight, which gives them the energy to become active. The first rays have hardly warmed the granite before a chameleon stretches its body out to catch the sun.